Tonight, we are very delighted to be joined by Heidi Damon, a rape survivor who courageously confronted her attacker in court. Watch this confrontation, then we'll talk to her live about this other case.
I will not address you by your birth name. See, you're already ashamed. You can't even look at me. I will not address you by your birth name, but what I feel you deserve to be called. Guilty, guilty, guilty.
Again, Heidi Damon, rape survivor, sexual assault survivor, who confronted her attacker in court, talking to us out of North Carolina. Heidi, what is your reaction to the fact that most of these women said absolutely nothing for possibly years now? I mean, this is the earliest one we're hearing about is 14 years ago. And then after hearing of his arrest in a case in the end of December, starting to tell their stories, how do you make sense of that?
Well, I can't instill my beliefs on other people, and I know that everyone goes through different stages of healing, on their own, just like what we talked about yesterday with the 28-year-old that had been molested, and now she's coming forward. I think sometimes, people just kind of want to block it out of their mind and try to go on with their lives, and other people suppress it. But I think with so many people, coming forward, I think it's giving those other ladies strength to come forward and say, oh, I'm not alone in this. And I know that one of the assaulted women didn't even know that there were other cases. So, I'm just in one respect very glad that so many are coming forward, just like the Clinton case, where all of a sudden all those people came out of the woodwork. I think that sometimes it does help to have a number of people come forward. And in this case, I'm hoping if there are other people who have been raped by this, I'm calling him a domestic terrorist, and a predator,
Alleged.
If
Let's have him. He deserves his day in court, and he will get his day in court. And I just want to say one thing. We've got the phone lines lighting up here, and I want to hear from the public, because, again, this is a firefighter. A popular firefighter who was very well respected in the community until this story broke, and it's a jaw dropper. Let's go to Ronnie, Maryland. Ronnie, what do you got to say?
Jane, everybody, it's a class act. Jane, you're a class act. I just want to say that I believe that this man used his profession to prey on women, innocent women. We've seen it all throughout the years and the days. It's constantly happening. Police officers do it. I mean, he preyed on these people, and I believe that he used his profession, and I think the man has a serious problem. But like you said, allegedly. But I can't wait till all the facts come out. You're talking to a man who's raped inside of my treated like garbage. So, I live my life every day, look and say, hey, why me? Why do they do that to me? But, like you say, allegedly. But I can't wait to find out when they get to the crux of the actual story.
Well, thank you for sharing your difficult story, Ronnie, and I know that takes courage. Now, you talked about more facts coming out. Well, here's some more information coming out. According to published reports, this isn't firefighter Freeman's first run-in with the law. He was accused of domestic battery, reportedly, 14 years ago, back in 2002. But according to published reports, the case was dropped, the records destroyed. Just a year later, he was pulled over on suspicion of drunk driving, cited for reckless driving after refusing a breathalyzer. According to court records, he served probation for that offense. What I find interesting, John Lieberman, is that accusation of domestic battery occurred the same year that he allegedly committed that first. In other words, the woman who came out for the earliest case is exactly the same year, 14 years ago, when he was accused purportedly of domestic battery.
Yeah, absolutely. And something else we dug up, Jane, he was actually investigated for rape back in 2011, we have learned, but the victim, as is so common in these cases, ended up recanting her statements. So he has even been investigated before for rape. One thing we should point out is one reason why he's been charged in so many of these cases right now, it's not just a he said, she said. A lot of these victims, I understand, are using the same verbiage. They're using the same words. They're describing him as saying the same types of things to them, things that they couldn't possibly know that he would say to somebody else. And that's one way they've corroborated, allegedly, many of these attacks.